So today I'm going to talk about Nita Naldi, who died on the 17th of February 1961 at the age of 66. Nita Naldi was a silent film actress. She was known for her vamp movie roles. A vamp character is otherwise known as a femme fatale or seductress. She starred with Rudolph Valentino in 3 movies, and I'm going to make Rudy's secret sauce at the end of the video. Nita Naldi was known as Mary Nonna Dooley on the 13th of November 1894 in New York City to Irish parents Patrick Dooley and Julia Dooley, whose maiden name was Cronin. 4 of her siblings died in infancy, and so it was only her younger brother Daniel and herself who survived to adulthood. Her great aunt was a nun, and she founded the Academy of the Holy Angels in 1879 in Fort Lee, New Jersey. Her name was Mary Nonna Dumfrey, so she was named after her. Nita's father separated from the family, and her mother died in 1915. She started her career by working on the stage. In 1918, she was a chorus girl in the passing show of 1918 at the Winter Garden Theatre on Broadway. Nita had a close friend called Maria Naldi, and she adopted her last name and came up with Nita as a first name, creating an alliterative, more exotic stage name of Nita Naldi and losing the Irish-sounding Mary Nonna Dooley. They would refer to each other as sisters. This is a photo of Nita, not Maria. She crossed paths with Broadway producer Florence Ziegfeld and worked with him. Ziegfeld hired artist Alberto Vargas to paint his showgirls. Nita was painted nude with a weird bust of a satyr, which is a man with horse's ears in Greek art or a man with goat's ears in Roman art. Nita was spotted on stage. There is a story that it was John Barrymore, or it could have been a talent scout, and she was cast in the huge 1920 movie Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with John Barrymore. She was played Gina, an Italian exotic dancer. This role made Nita an overnight sensation. The movie also has Martha Mansfield in it. I've made a video about Martha as well. It's my first video on the channel if anyone is interested. She had a sad fate. Nita was cast in lots more movies, but a lot of Nita's movies have been lost, which is awful. One that still exists is the 1922 film The Man from Beyond, which starred escapologist Harry Houdini. Her other huge success was being cast in Rudolph Valentino's movie Blood and Sand. Nita played Rudolph's love interest in the film. It was her first pairing with Rudolph. The Spanish author of the novel Blood and Sand, Vicente Blasco Ibáñez, picked Nita for the role after meeting her at a supper party. That's what Nita said on an interview with Columbia University's Oral History Research Offices. Nita wears elaborate hats throughout the movie. Blood and Sand was a box office hit and one of the most profitable movies of 1922. Mary Pickford was quoted in Photoplay magazine as saying, "In my judgment, it is the best thing he has done," meaning Rudolph's performance. It is one of the few pictures I have been able to sit through twice and enjoy the second time more than the first. An interesting fact is that Stan Laurel made a parody of the film. His version is called Mud and Sand, and his character's name is called Rhubarb Vassalino. Nita was given a role in Cecil B. DeMille's 1923 movie, The 10 Commandments, along with Agnes Ayres, who starred with Rudy and the Sheik. I've made a video about Agnes too. Nita was cast with Rudolph again in the lost 1924 film, A Sainted Devil. Here is a still from the movie. Nita was close friends with Rudolph in real life and also with his second wife Natasha Rambova. In 1924, Rudolph, Natasha and Nita went to France to do research for a film they were thinking of making called The Hooded Falcon, but it was never made. Here is Rudolph and Natasha returning after being abroad. Nita made a third movie with Rudy in 1925 called Cobra. Natasha appeared in it as well as a dancer in an uncredited bit part. The Valentinos separated and Nita was cast in the movie What Price Beauty, which was produced, co-written and starred Natasha. Sadly, we can't view it as it is a lost movie. Nita made a movie with Dorothy Gish called Cloves Make the Pirate, which is unfortunately a lost film. Here is Rudy and Nita in Cobra. She also starred in Alfred Hitchcock's film The Mountain Eagle in 1926. She received top billing in this movie, but again it is a lost film. That would have been an interesting one to see, wouldn't it, as it's a Hitchcock film. Alfred Hitchcock is quoted as saying in an article entitled Life Among the Stars in the News Chronicle in 1937 about the movie, "When I read the script, I found it was set in the Kentucky hills. My heroine was a pleasant, simple, homely schoolmarm. My star," meaning Nita Naldi, "was glamorous, dark, Italian, statuesque, slinky, with slanting eyes, 4-inch heels, nails like a mandarin's. First we quarrelled about her nails. They came down from 1/2 an inch beyond the finger to 1/4. We had another discussion. They came down to 1/8. Another discussion and they were all right. The heels came down from layer by layer. The makeup was altered shade by shade. The hair was changed curl by curl." Here she is in the film with Malcolm Keane. Nita made a couple of European films and then retired from the screen. She never made a talkie. Nita's deep, sultry voice, though suited for dramatic effect, was not considered ideal by the new standards of sound cinema. Additionally, the changing tastes of audiences, coupled with the rise of new stars, led to a decline in the roles for the quintessential vamp. She had been the girlfriend of a millionaire named James Searle Barkley. He was already married and eventually got a divorce, and Nita and James married in 1929. They had a prenuptial agreement, but by the time he died in 1945, he had lost his fortune. So poor Nita didn't inherit any type of fortune. At one point, she had to file for bankruptcy. As opportunities in film waned, Nita returned to her roots in theatre, performing in vaudeville and on Broadway. She also made occasional appearances on radio and in public events, maintaining her connection to the entertainment world even as her fame faded. Despite her reduced prominence, Nita remained a beloved figure among film fans and was recognised for her pioneering contributions to early cinema. Nita didn't have any children. Here she is with Rudy in Blood and Sand. She lived in New York City at the end of her life. Her dwelling was a single room at the Wentworth Hotel on West 46th Street. This is where she died from a heart attack on the 17th of February 1961 at the age of 66. A maid found her in her room. She had lived there for 25 years and the rent was partly paid by the Actors Fund because she was so destitute. In an interview, Nita said that women would stop to ask her, "What was it really like kissing Valentino?" Some of Nita's handwritten letters went up for auction, where she references herself as Moonbeam. Quotes from them include, "Sometimes Moonbeam gets a bit lonesome in the sinister serenity of my bungalow here, while resting the dear old hasty heart." Another quote from the letters was about Diana Barrymore of the Barrymore acting dynasty. Nita referred to Diana as Vesuvius in her letters, so one of her quotes was, Vesuvius could get the contract if she made up her wayward wino mind to be an example of sobriety. Diana Barrymore was the daughter of actor John Barrymore, the niece of actor Lionel Barrymore and actress Ethel Barrymore, and aunt of actress Drew Barrymore. She endured a horrible childhood. She had little contact with her famous father after her parents divorced when she was 4 years old. She didn't see much of her mother as she was sent off to boarding school. Diana studied acting at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, hoping to follow the family tradition. In November 1938, David Selznick screen tested her for the role of Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind in 1939. In another letter, she comments on Ginger Rogers' husband, Jacques Bergerac, who Ginger met while on holiday in France. She got him a screen test, which led to him being cast in one of her movies called Twist of Fate. Nita's quote is, "Ginger Rogers married a young Frenchman, managed to secure contracts for this Bergerac, Buggering, Bastard. He gives Ginger the air, grabs himself some hot pants, Hollywood harlots, and is sitting pretty. Maybe that is the tender trend these days." The 1920s was a time of profound change in the American film industry. As silent films captivated mass audiences, a new class of stars emerged. Nita Naldi, with her dark, expressive eyes and air of mystique, was a natural fit for the era's fascination with the vamp, a seductive femme fatale whose allure drove men to ruin and audiences to fascination. Nita was buried in her family plot at the Calvary Cemetery in Queens, New York. So I'm going to start doing Rudolph Valentino's secret sauce. Okay, so the first step is to saute the onions and mushrooms with a tablespoon of olive oil. So this is the first step. We've got the onions in there, and we've got all the mushrooms and olive oil. So we're doing this first. We're sauteing all of this together. So I'm now adding the tin of tomatoes. The tomato sauce. The tomato paste. So I'm going to stir all that round, let that cook. I'm going to add Corn's meatballs, so they're vegetarian meatballs because I don't eat meat, rather than the sausage that's in the recipe. So I'm going to add those. So this is a vegetarian version of it. I'm adding the oregano. I'm adding the rosemary. I'm going to put my cup of red wine in a frying pan. I'm going to add the wine to the sauce now. Here's the result. It looks good, doesn't it? So I'm going to taste it now. Okay, see what it's like. Oh, it's really nice, especially with the wine. The wine makes it really taste lovely. It's nice and rich. It's lovely with the mushrooms, the onions, everything. Yeah. I don't know what it would be like with anchovies because I don't eat anchovies, but it makes a really nice, rich Italian sauce. So thank you, Rudy. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and maybe you can make the spaghetti with or without the herbs and with or without the anchovies, and sit down and watch a Nita Naldi movie, maybe Blood and Sand, which was her best film, I think. Okay, so if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.